Hey guys, welcome back to the Foolish Show. Of course, I am Foolish Phil. Just wanted to give you a few thoughts after Michigan defeated Eastern Michigan 83-66. Coach Juwan Howard, head coach, again, back on the sidelines. Warde Manuel said there was nothing of the investigation. He's back on the sidelines. I got nothing to think of it. I mean, I honestly would say I'm surprised he's still surviving as the head coach. Not my decision. I just cheer on the team. So, let's get to the game. This would be a game where you would expect Michigan to win comfortably, and in the end they did. But there's a few things to note here. A few concerns, and I don't know what to think about this. Iowa shot very poorly last game. Wide open threes, they shot terribly. And that was at home. Today, Eastern Michigan shot terribly at threes again. 2 of 13, I think it was the last time I noted. I didn't write it down, so it might have been worse than that. Michigan, on the other hand, shot like 50% from three-point today. Just overall for the whole game, they shot over 50% from field goals, at least before the game was over and you put in, 4 or 5 subs, which, will hurt the totals there a little bit. Michigan had 5 players in double figures, and the interesting tweak to that is Cheddar started instead of Tarris Reed. And that's kind of odd because Reed, 19 points, probably played his best collegiate game at Iowa just last, Tuesday. So it's like, why did he start? Why didn't he start? The first time of the year, he didn't start. He started the first 10 games, and Cheddar started instead. I don't know if there's something there. Is there anything more to it than just the coach wanted to have something switch it up a little bit? I don't know, and I'm not an insider. Just makes you wonder, did Reed miss a sleep check or something, so he wasn't going to start? I just wonder because he's been the starter all year. Like, why is he not the starter now? So that's just an interesting thing. Like I said, Michigan moving the ball really well, but something that's foreshadowing to me a little bit. They got the win comfortably, don't get me wrong, but 2 things that are kind of worrisome. That Eastern Michigan really took advantage of Dug McDaniel's size, and they would go at him every chance they could. Now, I'm not saying that Eastern Michigan shot the lights out, but you have Lovejoy and Acuff, who've combined for 40 points. That's 2 guards. And especially when Burnett had 4 fouls, he had to go on the bench with 10 minutes left to go in the game. Eastern Michigan just attacked and attacked and attacked. And at that point, the biggest swing in the game happened. Michigan was getting super sloppy with the ball. They had 7 straight, or not straight, but 7 turnovers in the second half to Eastern 0, right? They only had 4 in the first half. They finished with 11 for the game. So they're right in the midst of playing some really sloppy ball. Turnover, turnover, turnover. And all of a sudden, Eastern has a 6-0 run. Okay, down to 12 points. Something like that, 10 points. And then this huge sequence happened. They had a run out. Eastern had a run out 3, and Acuff, I think it was, had a 3. He just hit 2 or 3 shots in a row. So he was stroking it pretty well. And he's got a wide open 3, and it rimmed out. It was in and out. Michigan got the rebound, comes back, hits the pass, I think it was to Jackson in the corner, drains a 3. 6-point swing. Inbounds the ball. For whatever reason, Michigan isn't back or is misaligned. And there's a Eastern Michigan guy going up. He has an easy dunk, and he misses it. Michigan gets the rebound, pushes it up court real quick. Tarris Reed gets a layup. What? That's a 10-point swing. That could have been, down to 7 points, maybe 5 points. Instead, it was 15-point lead Michigan had there. What a huge swing. And that's just what happens when you have teams that can't quite get over the hump, right? They're right in the game. They have the chance to just, I think it was Acuff, if he hits that 3, it's down to 7 points. He doesn't make it. Michigan comes back, boom, 3, 10 points. Miss a dunk, come back, boom, 15 points, just like that. Just crazy how quickly that happened. And that was just the mood of the game. That was their chance, Eastern Michigan's chance to get back in it. And for the sake of it, Michigan took advantage and Eastern Michigan failed. I am a little worried about Dug McDaniel and his size because, man, they just picked on him pretty well. Anytime they could get a switch on him, get some size on him, it's concerning. I don't know what Michigan's going to do. Obviously, fouls were called like crazy in the second half. Both teams were in the bonus with like 12 minutes to go in the half. The refs are calling everything. I hate college basketball when this happens. The second half, refs call every stupid little foul all over the court. And all of a sudden, teams that barely got in the bonus in the first half are shooting free throws like with 12 minutes to go in the second half. It's so annoying why refs switch how they call games. I hate it. Just hate it. So, when you had Burnett and Doug both out with 4 fouls, there was a time where Llewellyn stepped up. It was nice to see him come back. He hit a nice three-pointer there. Get him back in the game. You know, he probably played 10 minutes maybe for the game. Obviously, he's coming back from his ACL tear from last year. So hopefully he can get back in because Michigan really needs a good point guard depth because Doug's going to have a time where he's going to get called for fouls, where he's going to be tired. He's not going to have a good shooting night. You're going to need that extra presence. And, man, Burnett, man, his defense was exceptionally good. When he went out of the game, Acuff just went off, man. So Burnett, he could only sit out for a little bit. He came back in, and then things settled down again. And he didn't pick up that 5th foul, which is great. Now, you can see Coach Howard made a nice adjustment there. We stopped playing man, started playing some zone. It gave up some offensive rebounds, don't get me wrong, but Burnett and Doug did not foul out, and that's what's important, right? You play zone so you don't get those fouls. Oh, Michigan gets a win. I think that puts them at 6-5 on the year, so good. This is definitely a game you cannot lose, right? I think Eastern Michigan was in the 300s in KenPom, and Michigan's like in the 50s. You cannot lose to Eastern Michigan and have any hope of making the NCAA tournament. So, good. Got the win. 2 wins in a row. Keep it going. Keep it going. Coach Howard's back. Try to get things smoothed out. I don't know how that's like in the practices and all that. The medical, rehab centers and all that. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting dark black shadow. I mean, is strength and conditioning coach Sanderson going to resign now? Or are he and Harbaugh just going to be able to just handshake it out, and go on and just do their jobs? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But all I can tell you is Michigan got a win. Happy to see them play some good ball. And, yay. Sorry, cough. Cough, cough, cough. If you guys have any thoughts, put them in the comments below. I'll try to respond as I'm able to. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, go Blue!